You guys having a killer time?
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome, Thomas. Good to see you, man. First time in the chat. Glad to see you here. This is Obe TA, guys. All right, live. Look at the charts. Stocks, crypto, doesn't matter. We apply technical analysis to the charts. Try and find the mythical opportunity, right? We swing trade around these parts, so really want to hear it about day trading, scalping, you know, whatever combination of the two you want to talk about. We talk about swing trading on here, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet for you guys. We're going to dive right into it. If you have anything you want me to take a look at, throw it out in the chat. Happy to do an analysis on it live for you and see if we can't make some money in this thing, right?
We want more money.
We do indeed. So let's get right into it. All right, this is Bitcoin. We're going to start it off there as always. All right, on the move to the 4 hour, just because the daily, not a lot going on after that big red candle. Skimming along 40,000, okay, which knew was going to be a level of support. All right, just looking left, we could see, move it back to the daily for that, but you know, looking left, we could see, regarded it times here, once here, right? So 40,000, pretty obvious level of support. Not only did it have the horizontal support looking left, but throw the Fibonacci on it from the low that we had to the most recent high. It's confluent with the 50% retrace. Okay, so you are dead on the 50% retrace, lining up with 40,000 as support, and you're stalling out here. Okay, you've been hanging out here all day long. You went below it a little bit earlier today. Now you're back above it. You're at 40,037. So you're hanging on, right? Your bulls are hanging on for dear life. So let's move it to the 4 hour just to try and get a better glimpse of what's going on. We did have this double top that happened recently. Okay, so just looking at that, the way you measure this out, that the measured move would take you from where you break out, right down here. Measured move takes you down to about 39,000, 38,000. So the significance of that would be that the measured move of this double top structure takes you down past that 40,000 support, right? Which would drop you down to this support back here from August 5th, right around 37,400. All right. And if we want to try and beef that level up, again, just throw the Fibonacci on the most recent high to low. That's right around the 618. Okay, so the 618 golden retrace, just a common level of reversal support. So we could just zone that out, right? That is the next level of support on Bitcoin should you break down from 40,000. Okay. Now, there's one other thing that I want to take a look at on here, but just wanted to address that real quick. Move it back to the 4 hour. My computer has been lagging all day, man. It sucks. We'll try to get through it here. Let me know, by the way, if the music's too loud or anything. You know what, dude? Thomas, if you're still in here, we got a little thing that we do where you can ascend to the level of a god. We're trying to become trading gods here. So we'll go ahead and give you a spin on the God wheel. This will determine your fate for the rest of your life. Not actually, but maybe for tonight. So if you got plans for tonight, let's see how they're going to go. Depending on this wheel, you might just want to stay. Wow, dude.
Godlike.
Looks like you're going to have a pretty crazy night. Lower the volume on the music. Yep, that's cool, man. I appreciate the heads up. Didn't mean for you to see that yet. That's a little something that I'm working on. Great. Cat's out of the bag now. Anyway, congrats, Thomas. First time in here getting the spin. God of War. Hey, dude, I wasn't gonna guess that on based on your avatar in the Discord, but congrats, man. Yeah, let me turn this down for you. Yo, how's that? Is that better? Let me know, Thomas. Good, better. Yay, that's right, dude. That's right. Your odds of getting the peasant are much higher, and I'll tell you what, man. I've had people in here that have spun that thing at least 30, 40 times. I don't know if any of them ever got a god on the first spin, so congrats, brother. Here for Thomas, dude. Let's get hype for him. But yeah, so looking at the 4 hour on Bitcoin here, okay, there is no bullish divergence going on down here. And the bullish divergence we would be looking for is something where price has made a lower low from here. It's made a lower low, and on the oscillators, you would want to see a higher low, okay? So the fact that you have a lower low on the oscillator, not just on the MACD, you also have it on the RSI. So this is just what is called bearish convergence, okay? So just a lower low with a lower low. Not showing any exhaustion of selling on the 4 hour time frame down here. So that's the thing. You're at a support. You're at the 50% retrace, and you could spring up from here. All right, this last little 4-hour candle is actually, what, a bullish engulfing? This one technically was a bullish engulfing candle, but without the divergence or anything, there's no edge on this support. So yeah, it could spring, but it's just, it doesn't have enough to take the trade on. Personally, I want the divergence at the support to take the trade. It just tells me that the support is even stronger. But don't be shocked if we get some kind of reaction here. Without the divergence, if we do get the reaction, most oftentimes it's pretty weak. Most likely comes up to test the support that it fell through now as resistance before coming back down to either try and hold again or break through. So I wouldn't bank on a complete reversal here back to the upside. Breaking resistance is without the divergence. All right, that's fortunately the way it really goes here. Let's move it to the hourly. All right, on the hourly, you are, I guess, getting some on the RSI here. Again, it's just the hourly time frame. So we're talking hours. Maybe over the next few hours we get a little pop up, right, before rejecting and coming down. It's hard to say. You were massively oversold on the RSI on the hourly time frame here. Let me look at the yeah, so now we have, like, you had golden cross right into death cross on the moving averages, 4-hour ones, right around the 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour as well. Okay, so add that to the list of arguments when it comes to support at this level. It's at a strong support. There's no denying that. But I'm not seeing enough to buy Bitcoin right now at this level for a swing trade. For a swing trade where we want this thing to go off and have 3-to-1 odds. If we took the trade here, let's say we put the stop right down below here, move this down. I mean, it's okay for a 5% gain until we hit resistance. Super tight stop loss at like 2%. It's just, I don't see the value in that at this level right now. But on the 4-hour though, I did want to take a look here because I did have a Gartley situation that we might see. So the Gartley is a harmonic pattern. I'm going to go ahead. Yep, this is what it was. So from the low that we had back here, February 3rd, to the high that we've had on this rally, February 10th, all right? The low to high, down to the 618. Anytime you get to the 618, the Gartley is always potentially in play, right? It's like the pump with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's always out there, just lingering.
Right.
Okay, you want to come up to at least the 382 on point C, which gets you right back to about the resistance that we could see off of a spring at this level. And then come down to the 786 down here. All right, you have a Gartley potential if we do in fact get a rally off of this point and head up to the resistance and then treat it as resistance, break through the support that time and head down to the Gartley down at the 886, right? The support that we had back here that we were looking at from August 4th. All right, come down there and then start getting some divergence or something there. Then we could have a potential trade set up. But sometimes you just got to let the patterns develop, man. And if it doesn't do this, oh well. But it's better to be prepared for the situation if you start to see price move in that way so that you know this is a potential level to take the trade at, right? That's at like 38,000. What exactly is the difference between scalp day and swing trades? It's just time frames. It's time frames. It's time frames. And scalping is like, scalping you can do on any time frame. Scalping is basically just when price is selling off hard. All the way back here, February 16th, when it was at 43,000, scalpers already have buy orders set up at $40,000. So their whole deal is just, if price sells off and it gets down that level, they will trigger the buy immediately. Try to catch the quick reaction. That's often what you'll see too when you start seeing it get to that level and, you know, stop and hold as support. There's scalpers down in that at that support trying to get the quick profit. So they're in and out. It hits, goes up, and then they're out right away. They try to just get little bits, little pieces. Day trading, yes, again, is like on a lower time frame. It's in and out of the trade within the day. So if you take the trade in the morning, you're out of the trade by, these markets never close, but you're out of it by the end of the day, whether that's 8 p.m., whatever it is for crypto. On stocks, it would be before 4, before the markets close. Swing trading is, on the 4-hour daily and weekly time scales. So you let it play out often for like a week sometimes. You let it develop because that's just 7 daily candles. So if you're taking a trade you're looking at the daily and the daily looks like it's about to reverse, you go in and look at the 4-hour to see if it's the time to take the trade. They say plot support and resistance on the daily, take the trade on the 4-hour for swing trading. But then you have to give it days to play out. Okay, so that's it. It's mostly just time frames. Scalping's a little different because it's just like a quick, once it hits the price and bounces up, then you get out right away. Day trade, you could let it sit for the whole day and try to, catch the move. It's like a short-term swing trade, if you want to think of it that way. But I hope that answered your question. But yeah, if we do get a reaction here at the support, head up to the resistance, that's point C, and then head down to the pattern completion zone of the bullish Gartley. It is in no way a bullish Gartley yet, only once price gets here, if it gets here. Then we're super interested at this level. All right, we'll take a look at what the oscillators look like, and if they're showing divergence or something, and then we can take the trade there. Put it to the Gartley.
Perfect.
Nato, hello. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. All right, we were just talking about Bitcoin here. Nato, same thing, man. If you've got anything you want me to take a look at, throw it in the chat. Happy to do an analysis for you, man. It's all free. Thoughts on Gala. We'll take a look at Gala. Yep. Let's real quick just move it to Ethereum. Computer lagging on me a bit. And fire still. There we go. Frosty. So Ethereum. All right, let's take a look at the daily. Daily just respecting that trend line that we've had back since September 1st. All right, so it came up, was looking okay, and rejected it. Fell below the 2,900 support level, which was just this little support we had back here, as well as these peaks back from June and late May back here. All right, so that was a level that we wanted to hold. We fell below it. You have, in fact, continued the development of the hidden bearish divergence, which is a lower high in price with a higher high on the oscillators, right? And this is pretty dramatic. This is a much higher high, not only on the MACD, but on the RSI as well. This signals a continuation of the current trend. The trend is to the downside, which this is, lower highs, lower lows. This kind of stuff signals a continuation to the downside. So it hasn't even gone negative yet, very close. But all things considered, it's basically fully developed. It even had a chance to be wiped out. Needed to get a high above $3,400. You did not get it. We're now actually falling below the low that we had February 13th. So just gross. All right, thought you were gonna break out.
Psych!
We did not. So we'll see, man. This shark here, this red pattern, this is another harmonic pattern. This is what is known as the bullish shark. Is lining up perfectly at $2,000, guys. So again, been talking about this since we started reversing at this 786 point back here. But again, you started reversing at the 786 with no bullish divergence on the RSI or anything, right? It just caught support there when Bitcoin did as well and started rallying. But you've now ultimately made another lower high with much higher levels of positive momentum, about to go negative. This kind of stuff, especially on the daily time scale, yeah, you might come down and you might bounce around, right? They'll hit the supports and they'll react at them. That's where the scalpers and stuff come into play, Thomas. But typically, the downtrend being respected, come back down to the pattern completion zone of this shark, okay? And at that point, we need Bitcoin to be looking good, looking fine, calming down. At that point, Bitcoin will probably be around like $30,000, which I have a video back there of where we looked at the Wyckoff accumulation phase that it seems we are in. 30,000 makes a lot of sense to come back down and test, but continuation of the downtrend, get down to 2,000 psychological support as well as the pattern completion of the shark, man. So 2,000 is the trade on Ethereum. And, you know, we could see that it's heading to 2,660, which is just this support right here from September 21st. Okay. Also a resistance back here, June 18th. Okay. So that is a level, definitely. It's also the B point of this shark. So that's likely where we're heading next. Patch support. Let's move it to the 4-hour to see if there's any chance of getting some divergence or something. 4-hour below the 200 moving average again. I mean, if you get down there, you're not going to have bullish divergence. You don't have it now. 4-hour might just come up and reject the 200. We see that oftentimes. We're heading down there. Okay, so 2,660, likely where you're heading next. And with how that daily's looking, the continuation implied, I see no reason as to why the trend would only continue to here. That's not really a continuation of the downtrend. A continuation of the downtrend is down to like this level. All right, down here. So that's what it's looking like. All right, so patience required. NATO, take a look at Gala, man. I've been here before. I've definitely done, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm assuming Gala is popular right now because of the insane price action. No answer for that gain. 94% on that day. That was back, what, September 21st. So Gala was created September of 2021, at least when it was put on Binance. Let's see. Lagging a little bit here. All right, nothing on the oscillators on the weekly. Move it to the daily. All right, so on the daily, doesn't even have a 200-day moving average, but yeah, at a major support here. So the one thing that's nice about Gala here, there's no bearish divergence, right? We've got a lower high on the oscillators with lower high in price. You did get back above this high briefly. This kind of has a little bit of a Bitcoin vibe almost. You made a slightly higher high and are now still selling off, but yeah, caught a nice reaction back here January 23rd off of a kind of a Bartley. So the 618 to the 886. I don't know, it's not a Gartley, it's like a Bartley is what people call it. So reacting at the 886, more of a kind of a fib level. And we're going to take a look at this trend line because it did break it. What's interesting about Gala is that you did in fact break the trend line and hold it as support. You are now back at 28.9 cents horizontal support. Now that you're here, because you are at the support, we'll take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour seemed to have a little bit of a flag that never played out. So seeing bullish structures underperform is never a great sign. But let's move it to the 4-hour. No divergence on the 4-hour either. All right, you have to go off of the high point. So you've just got a lower high, I'm sorry, a higher low with a higher low. So just kind of bullish convergence. Same thing on the RSI. You're starting to get a bit of a, you'll notice this too, right? Like, look, you're starting to get a bit of an M shape here. So I'm kind of curious something to do with Gala. And just keep this in mind, first off, Nito. If Bitcoin dumps, Gala is done. Gala will fall below its supports, and, you know, wherever that may be. But one thing that's good about Gala here is that notice that the trend line that's coming down, the upper trend line, this is an area of confluence that we can see from this low in February to the high of February 8th, February 3rd to the 8th. Notice how the 200-day moving average, this purple line, the 618 and that upper trend line all kind of converge in this spot down here. So like 25 cents, 26 cents is a pretty strong level of support for Gala. So as long as you hang on to that and continue up, Gala is looking okay. Again, I'm not seeing any kind of bearish divergence or anything like that, so it actually looks okay at this level. Now, what I want to do here, let's see if we got a harmonic going. Down to like 5, not quite the 6, 8. So the only thing you really have with this M-shaped structure is like down to the 886. Okay, so this is the bullish bat. Not the prettiest bullish bat I've ever seen, but 50% retrace to the B point, to the 886. Okay, so if you do fall through and Bitcoin continues selling off, Gala could very well be heading down towards the pattern completion zone of this bullish bat, and that's just the 886 retrace from this rally that it's had recently. Okay, which really is its only supports. Even if you go all the way back to November 17th back here, over here, right, there's a little bit of selling that occurred, so just make that support line, acted as resistance a little bit more recently, February 1st, so that would be a strong level of support to get down to. So there's nothing on Gala that I'm seeing implying bullish divergence or anything at this support, so personally I wouldn't buy Gala right now. I would like it more down around the 786, the 886, even down here at the 618 with the 200-day moving average and everything at this trend line. I like it a lot more down at 26 cents than I do where it currently is. Okay, because without that divergence, you might get the relief at the support, but it just, I rarely see reversals to highs, like new highs, without any divergence. It doesn't happen very often. So that's it for Gala, man. Let me move it to the hourly to see if there's anything there at the support. So, I mean, on the 1 hour, you are showing some Class A bullish divergence, right? The lower low in price with the higher low on the oscillator. Slightly on the RSI as well. So the hourly is looking okay and implying that you'll get a short relief, probably to come up and meet the moving averages before rejecting and coming back down. Okay. So no swing trade to be had on Gala here. Hope that was helpful, man. All right, let's move to Binance Coin. So on the daily, back to its support here from October 12th.
Frosty!
All right, around $390. Trying to hold on everything, and that was the point of the title of the stream. Critical levels. Everything is at like a critical support right now, and they're all just looking at Bitcoin. All waiting to see if it will hold. If not, they go down with it, okay? Another thing to notice as far as the crypto market overall, we got to look at total. Look at total first before I look at buying. So the total market cap, right? Notice how again.
That's not good enough.
Better internet connection. Also, given the fact we had like a hurricane last night, I had to travel all over the world to find my trash can earlier today. So that was fun. But notice here on the total crypto market cap, every hidden bearish divergence has gone red for the first time. Right? Started to build for the first time since January 23rd of this year. So, and pretty massive for the amount of bearish divergence we're seeing. So check it out. Right, you certainly have lower high going on in price, higher high is going on in the oscillator, signaling continuation of the downtrend of the overall crypto market. Okay, this means everything. So if the overall crypto market is implying a downtrend, a continuation of the downtrend, because you had to get above this local high back here, lagging again above $2.12 trillion, you did not. You would seemingly head back down to this level around 1.5, all right, which is a further drawdown of the entire market of about 13%. Okay, which we're going to take a look at Nasdaq. My guy, Small Sub, you really deserve more sky. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thomas, I appreciate that, man. You're so nice.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Thank you. We're trying, man. We're trying to build this thing up and spread the word. But, yeah, the overall market cap. Dang, man, my computer today. Hold on. All right. Overall, continuation implied on the daily time frame, and probably sends us down to like 1.5 trillion. All right, so I'm going to move it real quick. We'll get back to Binance Coin, but I want to show you something that we haven't seen in 2 years. So the Nasdaq Composite Index officially today had a death cross on the daily. This thing right here, a death cross, Thomas, and anybody else that's in here, is when the 50 moving average crosses over top of, to the downside, the 200-day moving average. So this blue line crossing over this purple line, what is referred to as a death cross, which usually implies selling off, continuation of a downtrend, right? And it kind of makes sense when the long-term uptrend starts going sideways or down, and then the short-term time frame price average crosses over top of it. It is seen as just continuation down, and what we're going to do here is take a look at it in history at historical death crosses on Nasdaq. If I can get my computer to work, which I can.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Like, oh, you want to do a stream tonight?
Oh, do ya?
That's my internet right now.
Oh, do ya?
You are one pathetic loser.
That's Xfinity right now, watching the stream, right? Just turning off my Wi-Fi when I feel it. But dude, let's take a look at prior death cross. Okay, you haven't had a real one. Like, this was the COVID crash. That's not even, I wouldn't even consider that legitimate, just because it's such a black swan event. And it just kind of rallied right away, like a real natural death cross. This was back in 2018, right? So that's a valid one right there that we could take a look at. All right, so as soon as you had the death cross, it was already off. Dang, dude, killing me tonight. Lag. Oh man. All right, so from the high to the point of the death cross, I mean, it was only off like 8%. All right, you got the death cross. From that point, you had a further drawdown, the low of about 17%. Right, going back historically, just notice how after the death cross occurs, either there was a large amount of selling right beforehand, or there's a large amount of selling following death cross. It's never really an upward indicator. There's always some kind of negative price action happening. Pretty consistent. Back here, 2011. This is one of the major ones. This is kind of the most similar to one to what we're seeing now. As far as major run up, like selling off, holding a little bit, double topping, peaking. Up where we are, it's a little smaller, but it's like a double abandoned baby kind of crap, double top, tweezer top stuff, and now it's just at the death cross. So just keep this image in mind, and then we're going to move it to where we currently are today. After we lag real quick. Brought to you by this lag. All right, now we just had it as well. So similar kind of stuff. Major run up for the top, distribution type of stuff going on, and then just double top, disgusting gapping up, gapping down, abandoned baby kind of stuff. Before selling off and heading down to the next support at 1,300. Was that 13,116? Respecting this upper trend line, falling below the resistance back here from February of 2021. So just confirming the resistance, dude. Not good. You're bouncing off of, so there's like an argument for what's called a type 2 return off of this harmonic, this little crab, I guess if you want to call it that. 18 to the 1618. But what the type 2 return would be is we'll come down here, and at that point you would expect a major rally and break this upper trend line. But dude, with a death cross and with what's going on in the market these days, I don't see why we do that. Why the hell would we rally to the upside? Unless at that point they come in and they go, it's just a joke with Russia. That's not going to happen. Inflation's back under control. Go look at the grocery store, right? The meat's all good now. Not double what you were paying for it 2 years ago, right? It's all in your head. Maybe then and they turn the money printer back on and we just get right back in the same swing of things. Sure. Okay. In a manipulated market, sure. We could see it bounce off of there and rally to all-time highs. Unlikely, given what I've seen recently. But that's where you're heading, man. You're heading down to that level. So there's more downside to come. We're talking like 3% on the Nasdaq, which is 3% on the Nasdaq converts to some pretty bad selling in like the tech sector. 2008 death cross due to the 2008 housing. Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. But the housing crisis was not just like, it wasn't just like a one-day thing, kind of like with COVID, where COVID was announced and everybody just freaked out. Nobody really knew, what the hell was going on. The housing market crash was kind of similar to the style that we're seeing now. Overinflation of things, how the housing market bubbles, and we just watched tech because of how low interest rates were. It's so cheap to borrow money. They just borrowed tons of money and expanded and made out like fat cats over the pandemic. Made so much money. They just wanted more money.
We want more money.
And now the money printer has been turned off. Okay, so because inflation's getting out of control, the only thing they can really do to try and fight this is raise rates. And that's going to slow the economy. It's going to stifle these tech giants that have been using this cheap money all this time don't have access to the same kind of cheap money. So the earnings and everything that they've been seeing before will likely be less. The growth, that's what they're called, growth stocks. In a rising interest rate climate, the growth stocks suffer. And the growth stocks being Tesla, Apple, Amazon, the major tech guys, were the ones driving this market, most of it. This mega bull run that we've gone on in the market that we've seen. So when those are turned off, yeah, I mean, we could easily see recession type stuff. When the smoke and mirrors that is cheap money growth stocks pushing the market disappears. Yeah, because as of right now, I mean, we're off 17%. 10% is a correction. 20% is considered a full-on bear market. So we touched it once, that 19.44, so not quite 20, but it's right there, man. And even on the daily, on the MACD here, you're seeing hidden bearish divergence, right? Higher high on the MACD, lower high in price, so continuation of the downtrend. Let's take a look at it on the weekly. Okay, the weekly below its 50 moving average. That's another thing with the daily is you're below the 200-day moving average, treating prior resistance as resistance again, treating trend lines as resistance. So you're respecting all of the resistance. You're not breaking through anymore. And you're below the 200-day moving average for the first time, right? You went below it when? January 18th? You hadn't been below it since the COVID crash. Okay? April of 2020. So you don't want to be below the 200-day moving average. It's just not good. And then now a death cross on top of it. So just look great. Hey, Ayo. What's up? Welcome home. I did hear you come in. Heard you. Let's give you a spin. See how our night's gonna go. I gotta give one to myself too, Thomas. I forgot. It's not really fair. Okay? Okay, sorry about that. Let's see if we will be peasants together. Yep. Back to the turnip fields for us. Yeah, dude, my boy Thomas in here. First time in the chat, comes in, Aries right off the bat. That's a good sign for him in this community. Good things are coming. But yeah, that's the Nasdaq, man. And if they decide to go to war, that's the thing. It's like they're flip-flopping so much. Okay, we're going to war. We're not going to war. We're going to war tomorrow. It'll probably be in a week. Actually, he's going to talk with the German chancellor. Oh, he's saying it was just an exercise. Wait, he just put more troops on the board. It's like, dude, every other day is different information on that, and it is a huge coincidence that with how aggressive everybody is towards each other, major protests going on. There's just so much unrest in the country right now, and inflation on top of it, dude. People will revolt, and that's what they're afraid of. And there's that saying that in times of economic crisis, go to war. That's the saying. When the economy seems bad and people are freaking out, just go to war. Go to war because it provides jobs. It instills a sense of like patriotism in people. So now they're not mad at their government. They're behind their government because they've been convinced that they need to fight the enemy, right? We need to rally together at this time, not be separated. So it's just a huge coincidence that now after everything else, oh my God, now we might go to war. Okay, dude. Cool. Can we maybe take a look at SoFi after this? Absolutely, dude. Let's take a look at SoFi now. Sorry, man. I don't mean to ramble. Sometimes I ramble. Take a look at SoFi. But that's the Nasdaq, man. Not looking good. My mouse again. Lagging. Thomas. I don't usually lag this much, man. Godly powers are getting to. Yeah, let's take a look at SoFi. Not been good lately. Yeah, not good. You at all-time lows? You're not at all-time lows yet. SoFi's another one, though, man. SoFi, is a tech company. It's a growth company. I know they're involved in banking and stuff like that, mostly online, if I'm not mistaken. But they're another one. They're another like growth stock that, in this current climate, dude, tech and growth stocks are the most volatile things that you can invest in right now. And one of the things when it comes to trading, when it comes to investing, you always want to check the overall health of the sector that you're about to invest in. Because even though the stock within the sector might look good, if the overall sector is underperforming or performing poorly or showing signs of continuing to perform poorly, the stock just has more risk, has a less likely chance of playing out than one that's in a good, like energy, for example. Energy has been doing very well overall. So go to energy, look at the companies in energy, and the ones that have pulled back and sold off, look for entries at support because they're more likely to rally off of them since the overall sector is doing.
Right.
That makes sense. Let's take a look at SoFi here, though. So SoFi fell below a pretty major support at 1372. You can see the support here. It supported it back here as well. August 20th, arguably back here March 10th. So 1372 is a pretty strong support level. You did come back up and never got above. So now the 50-day moving average is waiting up there. Let me see the daily. Yeah, the daily here is not great either. Notice again, higher highs on the oscillators with like slightly lower high kind of stuff going on. Even if you go to this high, right? Even if you want to make it a little bit more obvious and push it back to that, still hidden bearish divergence developing, hasn't even gone red yet. You only have it on the MAC. So see, like if you go off of this island, and you really should, because it did develop positive momentum, go to the RSI. All right, you do have lower highs with higher highs on the MACD and the RSI on the daily. So again, signaling continuation to the downside. And the way to try and find supports on this thing when there's not much looking left, go to the low, take your Fibonacci tool, go to the low, the major, what should have been support, 1372, what was support, throw it on the high, all right, and then look for levels down here, the 1272 down here around 1048, and was already treated as support once. That's likely where you're heading, which is further downside of about 8%, about 8.8%. So that's where you're likely heading, and we'll see if you get some support down there. Move it to the 4 hour to see if anything good going on there. Not really. No hidden bullish divergence. No chance of class A bullish divergence, right? See how low the negative momentum has gone compared to this low. Just not looking good, man. Not looking great. And again, makes sense because the overall tech sector has poorly. And again, in a rising interest rate environment, growth stocks, i.e. the tech stocks, they won't perform well. So it's low. It's at the bottom pretty much. It could go lower. Dang, dude, this lag is killing me tonight. I wish I could just slap it. I wish I could slap my internet connection.
Nope.
But let me throw that fib on there one more time for you, because I want to see if you do break that 1272 spot. The 1414. Maybe, I guess this is kind of where it IPO'd. Yikes. Yeah, dude. Yikes. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Maybe back here, 10 bucks. 10 bucks is a psychological number as well. So I would feel comfortable throwing a support on 10. But just again, man, I can't say it enough. In an environment like this, if the Nasdaq is continuing down and enters into, it's going to head down to like it's 1618, down at like $6.70. All right. So not looking good for a buy, in my opinion. Okay, I wouldn't touch this thing right now. You want to wait. You want to wait for it to get into a trend, right? You want to wait for it to get into an uptrend when things don't seem so bad and interest rate hikes are coming and all that crap. Like, there's just no need to take that risk. Go to metals or something. Go to like gold. Go to silver. Energy's doing okay. Defensive stocks in this kind of area. I'm not financial advice. This is just kind of the by and large opinion when a recessionary atmosphere comes into play. You move away from growth. Stay away from tech, okay? Gold, silver, stuff like that. And gold and silver look phenomenal. Their charts look really good too. So let's actually take a look at that real quick. No edge on SoFi, man. Sorry. Take a look at gold. So just building positive momentum, no bearish divergence, about to be overbought, which is not necessarily a bad thing. They can stay overbought for a while, and it just shows high demand for the asset. So this is on the daily time frame. Okay, you from this peak back here broke out on February 10th. So you broke out of this horizontal resistance back here from November 16th. You broke out of the trend line that went all the way back to August of 2020. All right, so looking good, man. Hidden bullish divergence was going on. Let me show you what that is real quick. So hidden bullish divergence, essentially when you have a higher low in price. So you've got a low, a higher low, but lower low on the oscillator. You had it on the MACD and the RSI. That signals a continuation to upside. Continuation up. That's what it did, and that's what it's doing. Breaking resistances. You might, because it's been on a pretty good run lately. Sure, this is where it starts to pull down, and on assets that look like this, you wait for them to pull back to their supports, then you get in on them. Okay? Just because tech and everything that was doing amazing and everybody's still high off of, everybody was high off of the Tesla gains and Amazon and it's up 40% today. That's unheard of in the stock market. It's unheard of for a reason. And everybody is still like holding on to that for dear life because it's exciting, right? It's fun. Nobody wants to be in gold, going up 1% a day, right? You want the big stuff. You want the money quick. Everybody's buying Sheeb and Doge, and anybody that makes money on it, you're seeing anybody that loses money on it goes into hiding. So you only see the wins, so it seems easy. But the vast majority of people that are investing in that stuff are losing money, man. Doesn't look like it because you don't see it get posted, but it's the truth. And that crap in a recession will die. Okay? Doge, I don't know about Doge. Doge has become like a cultural phenomenon thing. Might get some support in a time like this, but Shiba will die in a recession. Who wants Shiba Inu coin in a recession? You sell your riskiest crap first. Once you see that Shiba is not going to make you insanely wealthy over the next couple months, you can dump it, move to the safer stuff. Right? You can see some real flash crashes with assets like that. But gold, pull back to $1,877. Could be a decent entry on it. Move it to the 4-hour. 4-hour showing some slight. All right, so some slight Class A bearish divergence, overbought, right? And then just perform. Look at this. Right, this big red candle wiped out the prior 2 days and then just started rallying again. So flag type stuff going on. Very slight bearish divergence, but underperforming terribly. It's a good sign that the uptrend is strong and intact. Dude, gold, silver, times like this, they get the go ahead. In good times, you wouldn't invest in this crap because everything else, the growth and crypto and all that stuff, there's just much higher returns. But times like this, looking good on the chart. Gold, nice. Silver, similar kind of stuff. Hidden bullish divergence. Okay, higher low, lower low on the oscillator. Only on the MACD, kind of Class C on Class C bullish divergence on the RSI, but still bullish divergence. Approaching the 200-day moving average. You really want to break that. Go ahead, throw a trend line on this thing. Okay, so you're approaching right here. This is like silver's test to manhood here. Okay, silver, if it can break $24, got any kind of historical you're above this support back here from March 30th. That inflection point is pretty good. Positive momentum continuing to build. Bearish divergence wiped away, approaching major resistance. For silver, I would want to wait till it breaks that, confirm a breakout before getting in. If it confirms this breakout, yeah, I would say pull the trigger, get in on silver. Stop loss right below the trend line, down at like, this, right down below this actual inflection point. Back here from March 30th. Yeah, you're above it now. Break out, put a stop loss down below that low from March 30th, and let it ride, man. Okay, silver. That's it. Even though everything else in the market, stocks, tech, I guess specifically even crypto, looks bad, there's always kind of an inverse. And there's always a place that you can put your money to work for you. Gotta pay attention to this. That's all technical analysis is. Paying attention to the signs. Charts are just the mental state of any given market. Read them. Kind of understand what it's telling you. Doesn't mean you're going to get it right every time. You're certainly not going to. You'll get faked out and all kinds of stuff. And there's a lot that goes on. There is manipulation and stuff that goes on. But I always say it's better than just looking at a number on your phone. You can't tell anything at that. And you are at the mercy of the people that are telling you it's time to buy, it's time to sell. All right, I'm sure there's somebody out there right now saying to sell silver and get in on Tesla because they're building another rocket ship. You know what I mean? Like, you can tune all that stuff out just by looking at the chart. Okay, all the FUD and all that crap, you can tune it out as you're looking at actual data. It's like, who are you going to believe? The guy that tells you it's going to rain in the middle of May because he feels like it, or the guy that tells you it's going to rain in the middle of May because there's a cold front coming in from the east, a warm front coming in from the west, and it's coming in at 6 miles per hour. The other one's coming in at 4, and given the amount of time to the middle of May is 2 weeks, they'll collide perfectly. And the last time we had it, a collision of this size, it rained to 2 feet. So based on all that, I think it's going to rain in the middle of May. Who has the better chance of it happening, right? Or who is more rational at explanation? Who are you going to believe more? You're going to believe the guy with the data, with the information, with the numbers. You can be that guy. It just takes time to learn a little bit and build better arguments for what you're trying to accomplish if you are trying to be a trader, trying to be an investor. That makes sense?
Right.
Nice.
Cool. You guys are having a good time? Let me know. If not, also let me know. And switch it up or something.
Okay.
It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Are you guys having a killer time?
You guys having a killer time? I know why we're here, right? We all
want more money.
All want more money. And it's fun too, man. It can be a good time when you get this stuff down and you can analyze it and it plays out and it works stuff. It's a good time, right? But yeah, those are the metals. Anything else? Having a killer time? Let's go, dude. What I like to hear.
Coming at you!
I want more people to have a killer time, Thomas. All right, I'm just trying to spread the word. I'm trying to spread the word of technical analysis and all the benefits that it can have. If nothing else, what I just said, dude. And out all the noise, man. People coming in and buy this, buy that, shilling and scams and everything. You just pick them up like that when you just even have just simple, basic understanding of the charts. I'm glad you're having a good time, though, man. Go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been about an hour, guys. I mean, that's really all I wanted to cover here. I just wanted to do a quick coverage here. Let me look at Bitcoin again. We'll go back to it. On the day, candle closed about 17 minutes ago. Bit of an indecision, held 40,000. Okay, you notice the wick that came down, touched it, did indeed hold it, and confirmed it. All right, let's get this Gartley, all right? Down here at the 786 at historical support. Could be a beautiful entry point, all right? And for that, yeah, we might see some buying, right? And you'll be up another today or tomorrow. Even if it's up 4% tomorrow, everyone's gonna be freaking out. Oh, here we go, right? And you'll see this in your mind and be like, pump the brakes, hold on a sec, hold up, right?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
You're saying to them, nah, I'm waiting for it down here. Because it's got more variables down there, right? It's a better potential in. I mean, this one's not okay, but this is better, okay? We want to play the better odds. Gartley being the strongest harmonic that exists as well, so let's see it, man. Let's see a bit of a rally here at support. And hey, if it does break it, hey, all the better, man. I'm not complaining, okay? But given what's currently going on without divergence or anything like that, man, it's a weak argument to say it's going to pivot here and overtake the high of 44.5. It is a weak argument, all I'm saying. I mean, weak arguments don't sometimes happen. Every world finds a nut every now and then, but you want to play your odds. If there's a 20% chance of it doing that and an 80% chance of it coming up and rejecting, which one are you going to put your money on? All it is. But, yeah, Thomas, anything else you want me to look at, man? Anybody else that's in here? I don't know who's in here. Good brother, I'm about to head out of here. Hey, Maybe you do.
Maybe you do.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
All right, let me, before I do that, let me take a look at Binance Coin. I'm sorry, let me take a look at two more things. I'm gonna take a look at Binance Coin, I'm gonna take a look at Cardano. Not much to look at on Binance Coin. Similar kind of thing, at 391, level of support. No bullish divergence or anything, so a strong level of support. Yeah, you'll come up. You now have the 200-day end, the 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour and the 50-day right above you. So strong resistance here on the 4-hour at 406. We'll see if you can break it, I guess, but certainly no edge on Binance Coin to be buying. So with that, let's move to Cardano. All good, bruh. Sounds good, man. Look at Cardano. Oh my God. All right, Thomas. This is kind of scary. The reason that it's scary is just look at the price. You are literally right now below $1.
Oh my God.
And I can't emphasize enough, and I've been talking about Cardano for weeks because this is all it's really been with Cardano is the dollar is extremely important as a support level for Cardano. It is the support level. It's the strongest support. If you were going to buy Cardano, right now is the time to buy Cardano. Not because there's an edge or anything. There's no divergence, anything like that. But $1 historically has held since February of 2021. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now it's attempting it for a 9th time. If you fall below $1, there is nothing until the peak back here from May 5th. Okay. That also lines up almost perfectly with the 886 retrace from the low that we had in September of 2020 to the all-time high. All right, 886 retrace. Assets love to go there, especially in a recession type of market. Cardano's going right to 40 cents. Okay, and that could be the dream as far as the setup is concerned. Like if I can stop lagging, I want to check. I forget if there's a shark down. Yep, and there's like, oh my God, man, it's like beautiful too. There's a shark down here as well. Okay, so and it's a pretty nice one. You'll notice, what is this at the 618? Yeah, dude. So this is a lesson here, Thomas, real quick, man. If you're still in here, and anybody else that's in here, when you get harmonics, the closer they are to actual Fibonacci levels, the stronger they are. Okay, so when you get up here and then it retraces to the 618, like perfectly before rallying, that's like check one. All right, check that off the list. There's one. Then it comes up to C, which is like right at the 1618. That's 2. All right, this is confluence. This is following the harmony. Right, think of it like harmonizing, harmonically harmonizing.
Oh my God.
So if it's already respecting that and it's forming into this pattern that you can see these waves, all right, a common area for it to go next is down to the 886. That's the shark. There's a cipher as well at the 786, which, let me see. Yeah, just the 118. Now the 886 is closer to the 1272, all right, from B to D. 1272 is also a Fibonacci number. And then ultimately to the 886. So, dude, this point down here at 40 cents, all right, I am praying that Cardano goes to 40 cents. That could be a beautiful time to be buying Cardano, okay? Full reset, markets calm down there at that point, okay? Could be beautiful. But that's what I'm talking about, man. That's an edge. And if we get divergence down there at that point, that could be like the trade of the century, okay? But you're flirting with $1 right now. You're going below it. If Bitcoin has a bad day tomorrow, you could see Cardano violently. Because I'm telling you, this thing closes below $1 with a body, because it hasn't done it yet. Oh, hold on a sec. I stand corrected. anybody watching this, guys, chat, everybody. Today, February 18th, you have closed below, officially have closed below $1 with the body. That is some scary shit. Okay? You're trying to get back above it and hold it, and you might, okay? You could, but dude, talking about historical significance here, you have not closed a body below $1 since February of 2021, so a year ago. For an entire year, you have not done that. Have done that. The chances of it going below $1 are super low, right? Dude, so here's the thing, man. No, not really. $1 is very strong support. So the fact that this candle body did just close below $1, you got to understand something. Traders are looking at this. They're looking at the exact same thing I'm looking at. People that are holding Cardano. People with a lot more money than either of us. They just saw this candle close below the $1. So I'm not here to say that because that happened, that Cardano is going to dump and die and whatever. But it is a new piece of information that has not happened in a year for Cardano. You have not had a body close below that $1 point. So what happens after that, I don't know. It's not a good sign, I'll tell you that much. And all I can really say is, yeah, you get a body close below and really close below, and you start like closing candles down in the 90s, the only place you really have to go is down to that 40-cent mark, just because of how insane it was on the way up. And you can see it even more drastically on the weekly. Like, it's all fun and games back here in February when it's going straight up, but on the way back down, there's no support. There's none until this peak back here from April of 2018. Okay, which is a further, what's the drop? I mean, it's, yeah, 60% drop down to there. Okay. Yeah, it closed below the $1, man. So it's trying to hold on to it, but that is new, significant piece of information we haven't seen in a year. The Nasdaq with that death cross, dude, things could get really nasty going into the weekend. Crypto likes to sell off during the weekend. So next week, man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's not the case here. The indicators imply, though, that dude, next week could be really, really bad. So just be prepared for that. And don't be, like, scared. If you've got some money on the side and everything, you've been waiting to get in on a position, I would have your stops if you have assets that you're not in long term, that you're not just holding for the long term. Put some stops below their current supports. But that is not a good sign for Cardano, and the overall market in general is just showing very negative indicators. So just be prepared for some major selling coming up. Okay, potentially. That's what the whole point of the title of this video was. Critical levels. We're at critical levels right now. That's it, man. Thomas, I appreciate it. I'm going to get going here. Yeah, again, Bitcoin getting some love. Trying to hold. Maybe over the weekend it gets up and around here, but what we can do is see. Wait for an edge to present itself, a good opportunity, all right? That might be down around $30,000, okay? We never had divergence after we rallied down there. We were at the 886 from the July low and just rallied. There was no divergence on the MACD. There was no divergence on the RSI. So before the major bull runs, the major reversals occur, usually we get some divergence. You can see it just back here, right? This low, had it here on MACD. We had it here on. Okay. So, that's all I'm saying. Usually, it's a good indicator of a strong reversal. We didn't have it this time, so maybe we need to come back down and retest it and get some. Or continuing and rallying all-time highs, all right? Good, man. No, you got it. Absolutely, Thomas. I appreciate it. I'm glad you had fun, man. That's the whole point of this thing, man. It's to be serious, to learn, take trades, to be profitable, to make some money, but also to have fun, because if you're just sitting here, no music, just staring at a chart and numbers, it can be kind of boring. So all this little stuff, little bells and whistles, just to keep it light, keep it fun. Stressful environment, man. All right, I'm gonna get going though. You guys have a great Friday night. I'll be back on Sunday. Back on the normal schedule, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I will be back on Sunday. We'll take a look at what's going on there. I will be in the Discord 24/7. So the link is at the top of the chat if you want to jump in there. Any questions you have, post up your charts. It's a small community, but we're growing, man. And yeah, that's it. Follow the Instagram, the Twitter, and hit the like button, the subscribe button. Helps the channel be seen. Helps your boy out. But that's it, dude. Till then, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it frosty. But more important than that, more important than anything, keep it technical. Or please.
Oh my god.
Nice. We want more money. Oh, do ya?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hold on.
Okay.
Are you not entertained?
Nope. Okay.